Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel, where I love to bring you the best tips and tools for creating beautiful home decor on a budget. Today I have 5 high-end looking modern farmhouse Kirklands inspired DIYs for you. For project number 1, I am making a hanging bud vases display using tumbling tower blocks, some jute twine, these awesome spice jars I found, and some wood glue and florals. This is my inspiration that I found on Kirkland's website that I'm going to be creating for my own today. Now, I did use quite a few tumbling tower blocks for this because I wanted it to be a very substantial unit. So you'll see here I am pairing some tumbling tower blocks together just to kind of see how many I'm going to need. So here's what I came up with. I have here 16 pairs going around and then 2 layers. So 32 pairs to make this one unit. I'm going to need a total of 84 pairs of tumbling tower blocks. So the first thing I'm doing is gluing those side by side, kind of like a sandwich cookie with my wood glue. Then once those are done, I'm going to layer the 2 pairs together to build my display for the hanging bud vases. So now those 84 pairs are glued together and I have 42 sets of 4. So here I'm going to now glue together each side using my straight edge ruler there just to make sure everything is nice and straight. So I'm going to have 3 sets at the top and bottom and 5 on each side. Now to make my entire unit, this is what I need. I need 6 there that are 3 sets, 4 that are 5 sets, and 2 that are 2 sets. And you'll see how I'm going to put them together to make my 3-section bud vase hanger. So this box will be the middle section of our unit. We'll glue it together with wood glue. And then you can see on the left, I'm using one of the sets of 2 to go down and then build the box to the left. And then on the right hand side, I'm gluing one of the sets of 2 going up and then building that box on the right. I was really excited to find these old big spice jars from a thrift store. I wish I would have now bought more than 3, but I did have to work a little hard to get the printing off the front, but then I decided I was going to go ahead and give these a coat of my black chalk paint just to kind of cover up any florals that we put inside. You of course could leave these clear if you choose. So I'm just painting these black and then letting those dry completely. Once they are dry, I'm going to take my white chalk paint and just dry brush just for some added texture and a little bit more of that rustic farmhouse look. And once those were completely dry, I did go ahead and put on a layer of the matte finish Mod Podge just to make sure the paint did not chip off. Now coming back to our unit that is now completely dried, I'm just measuring the center of each opening because I'm going to put in one of those little screw eye hooks to hang our jars from. In order to hang our jars, I'm going to take my jute twine and tie a knot around and then add some length there for it to hang and tie another knot down here. Then I'm going to wrap that top part of each jar with jute twine as well. And here's all 3 jars wrapped with the jute twine. I went ahead and left my wood frame neutral, natural colored. You of course could paint this if you want to in order to better match your decor. Then you can put artificial or real flowers in each of the vases and hang this on your wall for a great modern farmhouse look. Today I am very excited because I have made it on to round 2 of the Creative Champion contest hosted by Heidi. Thanks to you and your votes. I am going to put a link in the description box to the next video in this hop, and you will get around to Heidi's video where you can see all of the 6 projects that the 6 remaining contestants have submitted for this week's project. There will be a link also to go and vote for your favorite. I have to finish in the top 4 in order to move on to round 3. So if you want to see me in round 3, please make sure to vote for my project. And here's a little sneak peek of my contest submission. I did a hanging garden light using some hanging garden baskets. If you want to see how I made this, be sure to follow the hop all the way around to Heidi's video. For project number 3, I am making this wooden domino letter board with 2 of these cutting boards, some wooden dominoes and tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, and some different colors of chalk paint. This is my inspiration, again, from Kirklands.com that I'm going to be making my own version of. So first of all, I'm taking 2 of these plastic cutting boards with handles, and they are a white plastic, so I am painting them with my Truffle chalk paint to give them a wood look. Once the Truffle is dry, I am dry brushing with some black to give it more of that wood grain effect. And I am going to do this on the front and the back of each of the cutting boards. Once that was dry, I did spray it with a matte clear spray, and then to connect them together, I'm just hot gluing a piece of a paint stick on the back where they join together. Now I am taking 24 tumbling tower blocks, and I'm first of all gluing them into lines of 4. Once those are dry, I am going to also paint those with Truffle. Now I want my tumbling tower block racks to stand out a little bit from the cutting board so the dominoes can stand behind. So I cut 1/4 inch strips of some cardboard. I'm gluing 2 strips together to make it about the thickness of the wooden dominoes from Dollar Tree. And once these are together, then we're going to glue them on the back of these tumbling tower racks. But first of all, I need to make my 3 longer lines that will be my domino racks. Now you can see I'm hot gluing one of my cardboard strips, and I'm going to glue it right in the center of the tumbling tower blocks. This way, when I glue that to the cutting board, there will be a little bit of a space, you'll see what I mean, in order to fit the dominoes in. So here everything's dry, and now I'm going to glue my racks by way of the cardboard strip to my cutting board letter board. Now taking some of these wooden dominoes, I just painted the back side white. I did actually use my Cricut Joy for the first time to make these letters, but you definitely could use sticker letters or even a paint marker to write them on. I have this graphic from Dollar Tree. It came in a frame, and I just wanted to cut out some of the lemon graphics from the corners that I'm going to Mod Podge on some of these dominoes to add a graphic of lemons to my letter board. So here you can just see I'm cutting out a couple of the corners and then I'm going to fussy cut around some of the lemons and leaves and then Mod Podge those. I have 2 sets of 2 dominoes kind of right next to each other that I'm going to layer these lemons on top of. Once our Mod Podge is completely dry, I'm just flipping this over to the back and using my fingertip craft knife from Fiskars, just trimming away any of the excess, and then I will also cut the 2 dominoes apart. So here you can see what I mean by the little rack that the dominoes can slide behind, and you can change this out. I plan on making more sayings for this board, and I just love how it turned out for literally just a couple of dollars. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you love budget home decor DIYs, please make sure to hit that red subscribe button and hit the bell when it pops up as well, so YouTube will notify you every time I upload new content. For my 4th project, I am creating this wall organizer using a frame for the wooden trays, a basket, 2 valance curtain rods, and a microfiber mop head from Dollar Tree. This is my inspiration from Kirkland's website, and I wanted to try making something like this for my own using easy to find items that didn't cost this much. So I had this rectangular frame that I found at a thrift store. It was already painted white, so I just sanded it down a little bit. And then I got, for less than $2 a piece, these adjustable rods from Walmart. I did spray the little brackets white to blend in. Now, using 4 of these trays, I'm going to create 2 wood pockets. So you can see there, I took one of the long sides off of one of the trays. I'm going to do that to all 4 of the trays, just using this little miter saw and then kind of popping off one of those long edges. I did need to trim up and use my sanding sponge a little bit, but basically I'm going to do this 4 times and then I'm going to glue them together in pairs to make a long wooden pocket. While those were drying, I took one of these mesh baskets and this microfiber mop head, and just so it wasn't so transparent or able to see through, I decided to take my time and weave this mop head through the holes of the basket just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, security, so you can't quite see what's in it, a little more of a hiding nature. Then I'm going to sand a little bit of the excess glue that may have happened on these wood pockets, and then, trying not to waste anything, I'm going to take the 2 long sides that I popped off and I'm going to glue them, one on each side of the back half of each of my wood boxes. You'll see what I mean here once they're all 4 in place and dry. These are going to help us be able to hang these, and we're not throwing anything away from these wood trays. So I did want to go ahead and do antique wax on those and then let those dry. Now, I wanted to try to do this without power tools, so I'm just using some E6000 to attach the 4 brackets to the frame. It lined up really nicely on that outer edge of the frame, and just let that E6000 dry and it's easily going to be able to hold these brackets in place. Once my wood pockets were dry, I'm taking some jute twine, and on the back edge of my, we'll call them little arms of wood, we're just going to hot glue some jute twine have it go across the top where we would hang, and then glue it again on the other side. So we're going to make 2 of these, and then they'll be able to hang on our organizer. Then once our brackets are sufficiently dry, if you've never used these before, you just kind of set it on the top hole and then slide it down and it will hold in place. These will adjust, so just make sure you get one where the length of your frame is within the range there. And then once everything is hanging on with S-hooks or these little plant hanger clamps, you can use this to organize whatever you'd like. Mail, you can put plants in there if you're little and your kids need to know where their stuffed animal is. You can do so many things with this. Those bottom baskets I got from Amazon. The tall rectangular ones are from IKEA. So lots of ways you can modify this. You can hang keys on here, anything you want. For my 5th and final project, this is another storage or organization idea. I've been needing a way to hang and organize my earrings. So again, just using a large wooden frame from a thrift store and some of these really long bamboo skewers from Dollar Tree, I'm just giving my frame a coat of white, and then I did spray a clear matte spray on there. Then I'm just marking every 3 inches on the side where I'm going to have my bamboo skewers or dowels that I can hang my earrings on. I am using this little cut-off saw that was sent to me by one of my viewers, Fawn, and I love this thing. It just makes such easy work. You just push the button when it's on and it releases it, and then you can just trim the dowels. So once I got all 6 of them trimmed, I just took my pencil marks, ran some hot glue across there, and then glued my 6 dowels or bamboo skewers across until I had them all the way up to make my organizer. And here it is finished. You can get the idea with a few sets of earrings hanging on there. I just hung this on the wall in my bedroom next to my dresser, and it really has taken a lot of the clutter off the top of my dresser, and now it is very full of pairs of earrings. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these DIYs. Please make sure to head to the next Girl in the Hop so you can see all 6 of our videos, and then be sure to head to Heidi's video so you can vote for me so I can move on to round 3 of the contest. Thanks so much. Bye.